The Eucharistic miracle of Pressac, France, in 1643. On Holy Thursday in 1643, after celebrating Mass and distributing communion, the priest placed the chalice back into the repository. This was near the altar dedicated to the Blessed Virgin, which had 4 pillars of wood supporting a marble slab, on top of which was a corporal, which is a cloth, used on the altar during Mass. Behind the altar was a depiction of a Eucharistic scene. A veil covered the chalice, and 2 large candles were lit at the foot of the repository. It was midday when the sacristan closed the door of the church. 2 hours later, thick black smoke was seen coming out of the windows of the church. Since the windows had inadvertently been left open, this probably fanned the flames of the candles and accelerated the fire. The people called the sacristan to open the doors, and they all entered to assess the damage. The repository and the painting were destroyed. What was left were the marble slab, the corporal, and the foot of the chalice. The report of the event would later say that almost the entire cup of the chalice was transformed into drops of tin. What was left of the chalice formed a bubble of tin under which the host was found completely intact, having withstood the flames and the fusion of the metal. Above is a photograph from the book Eucharistic Miracles of the World. The vicar, Simon Savage, came to the place of the miracle and carried the damaged chalice to the main altar for all to see. The host was still intact, but was tinged with a light reddish color around the edges. It was seen by many witnesses until the next morning, when it was consumed during the divine office of Good Friday. The liturgy, back in the year 1643, held that only one consecrated host should be reserved in the ciborium and placed in a chalice covered by a simple veil. This was the reason the host was consumed. The abbot of Valier-Luzine, Francois Duthiel, recorded all of the testimony and gave it to the Bishop of Poitiers, Henri-Louis Chastanier de la Roche-Posay, who authorized the cult of the miracle with a solemn act. The solemn act states, quote, "The sacred mysteries are incomprehensible if the splendor of grace does not illume the spirit in order to elevate it to the highest understanding of the wondrous effects of the power of God, and to obligate all men to adore him, who is owed their adoration. The ineffable goodness of God is manifested at times in extraordinary ways, working miracles in the Church in order to confirm the Catholic faith and to confound the errors of the unfaithful spirits." Close quote. Read more about this miracle and the other Eucharistic miracles of the world. There is a link to this book in the description box above or below.